Hi, welcome to This Old Plate. I'm John Vila. Today's episode, we're going to talk about chicken parmesan. It's a dish I've done many times. I've been to some really good Italian places recently, and I always ask for this the past 2 or 3 times. Chicken parmesan or the pollo parmesan. Trying to find out what's better about theirs or better about mine. And it turns out mine is actually really good. I get good crust on my chicken. I got a good crunch in there. I really enjoy that part of it. I got good flavor. It's tender. I can cut it with a fork. Sometimes at the restaurants I can cut it with a fork. Sometimes not so much. So we're going to delve into this and just going to give you a quick rundown on what I do. It's not the best. It's not the quickest. But it is mine and I enjoy it. And so far most of the people who have tried it enjoy it. Stay tuned. .48 blade meat tenderizer. It's you push through the meat, this little bar, and all the blades come through. Helps pierce connective tissue, helps give you a more tender piece, and also it creates, it's like mimicking pounding. So I'm actually pounding the meat, I'll get a more even thing, I'll concentrate on the thicker parts, and try to get all the pieces of chicken the same thickness. So they cook the same. You see these two are much smaller, they're just basically chopped off these and thrown in there. So these will get the same treatment, but these will be cooked together, and these will be cooked together to be a little more uniform. These will not require as much time as these, clearly. All right, so we're gonna get to it. So now we're gonna bread. I got my flour, I got my egg whipped up, and I got my breadcrumbs. I used season this time, a little bit of herb in there, it's fun. So I got my salt and my pepper on there. I'm just gonna flour, go to the dredge, and just go through it. And then I got my little resting place here where they will sit. Here we go. Knock off extra, we want a light coating. Back to the egg now. All right, let it chill out. I'll do the rest, and we'll come back in a minute. Alright, here we go. We'll do a little cooking. We got our oil preheated. It's almost ready. Get this pan on, put a little oil in it. Avocado oil. Not a lot of flavor, but it's really good for the heart and still gives you that lubrication that you're going to need. A little bit of butter. So when that starts to fall down in the pan, I know I'm getting closer to temperature. I don't know if you can see that, but there's some rippling in there. Kind of oil is moving around. It's circulating basically from the heat currents inside the oil right now because it is heating up. A little bit more. I'm going to go with the thin pieces first. They'll cook quickly. We'll get them on the bottom, then we'll do the thicker pieces. Always be sure to enjoy wine. Those are almost done. We're going to pull them out, swap over to the bigger ones. I got my shallots going. They're almost done. Getting a little color on them, but that's okay. I'm going to add my garlic here in a second, 3 cloves worth. Throw it in there, get a little aromatic, a little nutty, and then I'll add my diced tomatoes, get those going along with my canned sauce. Alright, so I added that shot of vodka in there. Tomatoes have soluble flavors that are water soluble and alcohol soluble, so you will miss some flavors if you don't have a little bit of alcohol in there. So we try to put a little in there, kind of open it up, bloom, but we're going to get a little boiling. It's going to get up to temp. We're going to cook most of it off. If you have aversion to alcohol, can't have it at all, taking one of those medications, don't add it. It's going to be a great sauce. This just adds an extra depth of flavor that personally I think I miss when I realize I don't put it in there. Hey, it could be placebo effect for me. But I do enjoy it. So usually I have tomato vodka. I ran out and need to make another batch, so this is just plain vodka. Welcome to real life. So in prepping for this little class, I had like everything laid out in my mind where I wanted to put stuff, how I was going to lay it out, where it was going. It was very intensive. I forgot the pasta. So here we are. The pasta is now going. I have a little oil in the bottom of the pan, hot water in, out of my sink, and then salted, and then I throw the pasta in right away. Notice it's not boiling. It's this new method of doing it, and it cuts down on time. It still works. The pasta doesn't taste any gummier or anything like that. It's still cooked to al dente, and we'll come back to when that's done. Everything else is prepped. We're going to set this to warm for the chicken. This is going to simmer a little bit. It's going to be beautiful. I don't want it to reduce down. I really want it to be a watery sauce. So if I lose a lot of moisture, I'll add a little bit back, or maybe add a little more tomato sauce since I have some extra. I only used half a can because I wanted to. It's only one person dining tonight, and this would be plenty for 2 people. It would be a stretch for 3. 4 people, I would put the whole can in and just go with it there. All right, so we'll be back. Let's get this pasta going. Come on, boiling. Because you've never seen water boiling with noodles in it. Pasta. Spaghetti pasta. It's the half size. I actually really like it. It's super convenient and I'm not breaking shards all over my kitchen. It's a win. Let's watch it. Always remember to have a little wine and a little cheese. It's quite good. I recommend it. So I got a little Parmesan Reggiano on top. I'm going to put a little mozzarella over that, or maybe a lot. I'm doing the cleanup, so it's not an issue. I'm going to get these covered. We're going to get them in the oven under the broiler. Get them melted, a little char, and now then we'll be ready. The pasta is almost done. Stay tuned. All right, so we're going to put a little sauce on the plate. We're going to get ready to plate here in a minute. So a little bit down. Put my pasta on top of that. Now I drained it. Put a little extra virgin olive oil. I used some decent stuff. Put that on to help keep it from sticking, and threw a little pepper on. Kind of mixed it up. So I just had to sit it for a couple minutes. I mean, nothing gets served right away. In this house, sometimes it's got to wait. Remember, I live in the real world, probably where you live. A little pasta down. A little bit more. It's a little, oops, don't want to miss this guy. Ches on there. Alright, so we're broiling in the chicken. We're almost there in the chicken. Ooh, look, wine. Chicken is out. You see some good crust in the cheese. Hopefully you can see that. It's not washed out by this light. We'll work on filters. Okay, see the sauce. Little liquidy. It's running around. It's perfect. That's what I want. I don't want a giant, really thick, condensed sauce like you cook for hours that is way flavorful and way too powerful. I want to taste the chicken. I want to get that crunch. I want to taste the sauce. I want the noodles. They're seasoned well. They have some pepper on. I want to get all these flavors. If I did this really super heavy sauce, I'm going to lose a lot of those flavors because of that sauce, in my opinion. So let's add a little more sauce. A little more Parmesan Reggiano. All right, so for this presentation, I left one side open. Hey, I want you to be able to see it, right? I want you to know what I did. I'm gonna take my photo here in a second, and we'll see how it looks. And then we're gonna see how it tastes. But hey, remember, even if it tastes bad, we still got wine. But if we did everything right, we didn't burn anything, which we didn't this time. Yay. It's gonna taste fine. It should be fork tender. It's gonna be pretty good. I promise. Coming back. All right, so here we go. It's done. It looks delicious. Cut into it. Got a good sauce. Let's try the chicken. It's got a good crunch, which I love. I love that texture, that taste. Some sauce in there. I have been tasting the sauce all the way through my cooking, so I can check seasoning, and I've been very happy with it. And it is very good. It's still light. It's a little bright. There was a lot of garlic in there, and I use shallots instead of normal onion for me, so that is very, very noticeable in there. It definitely adds to the flavor. It bumps it up. It gives it a. It's almost like the garlic is very essential in it, and I have no complaints about that. All right, so thanks for watching this episode of This Old Plate. As you can see, we took this vintage 2013 plain plate, and we doctored it up a little bit. We put some decent food on it, and it looks good and it tastes good, I promise. Make sure to tune in again. Like, subscribe, comment, you know, all that other fun stuff, but only in a good way. Thanks, guys. Ciao.